Nope. What do you got?
Hot sauce.
Let's go, Lucas. We got this. Wait, do we have to eat like a whole wing for
You
each
don't have
sauce?
to,
Okay,
no.
because I was just like, I
You can
ate
just-
like 3 bites and
Yeah, because you can only eat like 3 wings anyways.
Yeah.
So.
yeah.
But like you got started into the airsoft thing as well after I got started into it, and I feel like a lot of the people really enjoyed having you there because you're a bundle of joy for everybody.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely think that when I was around, first of all, I think it was just really cool, like seeing that you guys bond in a totally different way. I mean, you guys have been friends since I was 19.
Yeah.
Something,
A long time ago.
So yeah, I mean, we've been friends for a really long time, and then just to see like a different kind of bonding in that kind of way, and then of course, I wanted to be a part of it too because I'm a friend, So it's like, so I was just trying to like make my way and see like where I fit, and it just fit perfectly because I love to love people, and I loved cooking for people, and I loved just being able to hug people, like hug the kids. Some of the kids were in bad situations, and sometimes them being loved by me was sometimes the only love they got. So there were some kids who would run and be like, Angie, and so that's really cool. But yeah, I definitely found my footing in where I belonged and being helpful and however I could be. I mean,
Seems to brighten your day up too.
Yeah.
When you get to do that stuff.
yeah, I agree.
Can I say team mom?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah.
Absolutely.
It was like team mom
Yeah.
because you brought the food, you helped organize it. I mean, we're trying to do airsoft stuff, but we didn't have the mental capacity to try to do the airsoft and organize the cooking and the setting up. And so yeah, team mom definitely was like the cornerstone of making sure that people were taken care of and got what they needed every.
Yeah.
How often did we do it? Once a month?
At the time, yeah, it was
Yeah,
once
at
a
the time
month.
Once a
Yeah,
month.
okay, once a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was for sure that.
And then, all right, yeah. So then how you came about to find our field in Battlegrounds?
Oh man. So
Well, just to preface this, we ended up getting this location because we weren't sure about what was going on with I-70, if he was going to keep the field, lose the field, whatever. And then when we did get this field, he came out and was like, well, I've got a contract on the property with the new buyer or whatever. Like, well, I mean, you had 10 months to tell us this, and you chose to never divulge that information. So
Right. Yeah, it just left us in the dark.
and then that relationship turned sour because of that. I didn't want us to do the whole selling of goods and stuff. I just wanted it to be a field. I would have worked with him on that. I mean, heck, even the first day we were open, everybody went there to buy their stuff and then came
And
to
then
our
came
field.
to our field.
So
yeah. So it's a funny story. So I worked in Dayton, and there was this dilapidated property, but it was so cool because it was old concrete buildings and but a little bit of woods, and I mean there were just so many layers to this property, but I could never figure out who owned it. And I had been looking at this property for like 2 years, no idea who owned it. And then I think I got creative one day, and I called, I want to say the tax department,
Oh yeah.
and ended up getting a phone number. And what had happened was they had just sold the property, pretty cheap, my understanding, to a new group.
yep.
So then I had a number, and I called that number, and that was some sort of real estate company. They had just sold it to another company, another group of people who happened to be Russian Turks. So then at that point, I don't remember if Darren got a hold of them directly, but we ended up pursuing.
We set up a dinner with him.
That's right, Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
With
Light bulb.
Sasha
Yes.
and his very Russian
brother, I
brother,
think is what
who
it was,
spoke
yeah.
very little English.
Very little.
Very
yes,
little.
Very little English.
And
But
so we went to
worked
Texas
out a deal with
Roadhouse.
him, yep.
Worked out a deal with them. They obviously wanted to sell us the property,
Yeah.
but the price was just
Yeah, no.
astronomical. I don't know what they were thinking. But they owned a lot of the older properties around town with some trucking companies and other things like that. And I think we went into that with the expectation that maybe we could eventually buy the property.
Yeah.
He did offer it to us to buy it at the end.
Yeah, for
But-
still too much.
Yeah, I mean, it was okay.
It was better.
Yeah, it was
It
better
was,
than what he
it was
originally.
better than the original, but still like.
But the problem was that there was just so much vandalism there that we couldn't keep anything
Couldn't
up.
keep anything up.
So
We'd come back the next weekend and it would all be the stuff that we would just put up.
Right.
Like we couldn't even keep the netting. I can't tell you how many times we replaced panels of netting.
They cut
Because
the
they'd
netting.
cut it and light it on fire.
yeah, they lit our netting on fire.
And so it just melts and I'm like, oh my goodness.
They set our field on fire like 3 times.
Yes, 3 times.
Oh, I do remember that. Yeah.
One time I think it was us because we were burning some wood out there.
Yeah, I kind of think it was
And we
maybe us.
didn't fully, I guess, get it put out, and it recaught fire or whatever. But I mean, the other time, like they set our tires on fire, and so I'm like, and Sasha's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Dude, you got people living in a semi trailer
Oh
just
my
right
gosh,
over there
crazy.
at that warehouse."
Yeah.
They were cutting the wires of the to get the copper. We're like, what is going on?
Yeah, they're cutting down the electrical poles trying to
So
get the copper out.
it
of
was
the wire.
literally like in the middle of Dayton.
Yes.
Like we're having
Irwin Street.
urban warfare in the
Yes.
middle of Dayton. I don't think the city had any clue we were doing it.
Not until we got. Well, there was a couple instances where the law got called, but they never had an issue with it.
No, we caught a bunch of stuff on fire one time, and the fire department came out and just threw snowballs for about 20 minutes and left. So they didn't
Yeah, I mean, they
care.
didn't
The
care.
property was ruined property.
Yeah, it's very.
But you have vandalism and you have vagrancy. Skateboarders and graffiti artists would be out there constantly, and
Yeah.
so there was challenges. You know, without putting a big old privacy fence around it, yeah, there were challenges, but it was a good location.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, super fun. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better location for what it was, and I mean, people loved it
Yeah.
because it had the urban feel to it, and it had the wooded area to it, and then there was you guys had made trenches.
Yep.
I mean, that field had a little bit of everything, and
Yeah, it was great.
It was super fun, and the dynamic of the players back then was different
No, you can't eat my trash.
compared to what it is now.
Well, I think that field also, in comparison to our current field, also kind of catered to the speed softer, like the
Yes.
indoor person, because there was all that dynamic stuff there and the trenches and everything, which we're going to build back up at the new field.
And
It's
then you
just
had that
taking
X
time.
building there.
Yeah, we
people
had-
love that.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
was a death zone, but like people loved being in that.
Oh
X
yeah,
building.
then you went in that X and you were just going to get annihilated with smoke grenades and regular grenades. Like it was on.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we're going to bring that. We're going to rebuild that out there too.
It had train tracks.
Yeah.
It had the train tracks. The price was good. I
Oh
mean,
gosh,
the
our
price was
our
was
rent.
great.
Oh, we couldn't have complained.
yeah,
Oh
the
my
price was
goodness,
great.
it was so good.
Yeah.
And like you said, it had that urban feel with the
Yeah.
graffiti and the concrete. I mean, the fact that nobody died or got seriously injured
Or tetanus.
is
I
a
mean,
win. Because they're
although there was an incident that was there, and I had just thought that the guy like pulled a leg muscle, but he never followed back up with me. Come to find out, he broke his hip
oh well.
because
Slipped?
He
He
crawled.
jumped off of.
He army crawled off of one of the walls
Oh
and fell. And the way he was walking, I was like, oh my gosh, he just pulled. I thought he pulled his groin.
Well, he said that he had a prior injury there too,
Yeah.
and then he came out still that day, and then
he-
really hurt.
for
it.
disclaimer, he had a prior injury.
Yes. Prior injury,
Yeah.
and he had a signed waiver.
There you go.
So.
Yeah.
And he eventually came back to our current field, and he's all well. He had surgery. He's good to go.
But I mean, by the time I left, you couldn't park in the parking lot. I mean, there were so many people that
So many
came.
people.
You had a whole like shop set up where you brought in the truck and you sold all the goods and stuff. I mean, it was very mobile.
Yeah, we brought in that trailer and had to unload it and reload it at the end of the
Yeah.
day all the
We-
time.
Me.
Yeah, you.
Me.
Exactly.
Yeah, she would get it done
Me.
before we were done with the day so that we could leave right away.
Yes.
So it was, but again, it was, you couldn't secure it and
No. There's.
the netting and yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's a problem. But it was a good spot. I mean,
Oh yeah. I mean,
if you still
we
own this
still
spot,
talk
you
about
could have
it.
built, I mean, at this point, you could have just built your indoor on it. At
Yeah.
this point,
Yeah, some
Yeah.
of it, yeah. Yeah, because that big 4-sectional building or whatever that was there that we... What the hell did we call that?
the hangar.
Oh yeah, the hangar,
Mm-hmm.
the airsoft hangars. We'd You had 4 of those, you could probably close that in and had a decent little indoor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one would. Yeah, for sure.
We just need to put
Could
some
have
more
built like
doorways in.
do a little tunnel. We could have done some we could have kept the trenches and then built on top of the trenches, and then you could have had like indoor-esque feel. I mean, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love that field. That field will always be near and dear to my heart.
The pictures from it with the graffiti.
Oh my
and
gosh,
the,
it's so
the
cool.
pictures of the guys with the guns and the outfits and the graffiti behind them.
Yeah.
It was iconic. You had drones, people flying drones through there. I mean, that was
Yeah, it was
awesome.
so cool. And then we would have
Some of the locals would come and put graffiti up there
yeah,
too.
it's like I would have people come to my little kiosk thing, and they would be like, "Hey, after you guys are done playing, can we go, spray paint?" And I'm like, "Absolutely,
Yeah, please."
please, like fill in." And we just asked that nothing derogatory or whatever. But yeah, I mean, the graffiti was so cool. It was really, really pretty. I mean, because I think when we first built the X building, we just left it raw wood. By the time we left, it was like a cool Berlin Wall-esque looking thing. It was really,
Yeah.
really neat. And we actually took that X wall with us, and we rebuilt it.
We used it to build some of the other buildings. Yeah.
So I mean, there's still esque from Battlegrounds, but
Yeah, there's a couple, even some of the bricks that we brought back out there too
Yeah.
and stuff. But every week we'd go out there, there'd be a new painting or
town,
something.
Yeah.
So there was some good stuff with the bad.
Some new painting and something was on fire.
Or we had more people's trash dumped. Like I can't tell you how many
trash dumps
mattresses got dumped on the property.
Yeah.
Oh boy, we just couldn't keep up with
It's
it.
still like that out there, except now they just dump it on the roadway.
Yeah, because it's a weird dead end type thing. Well, not. I mean, to me it's a dead end because
It really is, but it's not.
But it's not. Yeah, it's very weird neck of the woods.
Yeah, I remember one time out there, I had like 5 or 6 2x4s behind the X building, so you couldn't see it from the road or anything. Somebody plowed through the fence with a van or something and stole those 2x4s.
Just to get those two.
Like free wood.
Just for 6 of them. I was like,
Mind you, it was $75
A board.
a board back then.
yeah.
They were tough times.
Yeah.
I mean, we bought those sheets of plywood from those one guys. It was like half rotted,
Oh,
but it was
yes.
such a good deal.
Yeah.
Couldn't pass it up.
Yeah. I mean,
And like the
half of it we burn
drywall-esque
up.
stuff, like
Yes.
yeah, we ended up putting that on the ground for
That's still up in
flooring
the
or
field
whatever.
too.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, because it absorbed. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
And then like killed the grass, and then
A side note, my understanding is some sort of trucking company, but not too long ago there was a huge FBI ATF raid, and it was a big chop shop. They turned it into a massive chop shop. I'm not sure the Russian Turks did. I'm not saying that, but it was a multi-million-dollar chop
We're
shop.
gonna have to blur out your face and silence your name
oh
now.
gosh,
Sasha, sorry.
I mean, I just talked to him via text,
Maybe
like
he
a
sold
day or
it.
two after you had mentioned that.
Yeah, he probably sold it. He probably don't even own it no more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I did see him out there. Was it like a year or two ago, and he was
that
putting
was
up the
2 years
fencing
ago.
around it.
Yeah, putting up the wood for it.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what he did with it. That's crazy.
It was a cool place though.
Oh my gosh, yes.
All right,
Oh my God, here we go.
next level.
Oh.
3.
We got this.
I don't like anything that's green. Jalapeno. Green just feels spicy.
It'll be fine. Like I said, I don't think they're really that hot until you get to that.
Okay,
number
well,
6.
you like Inferno.
Yeah, see, there's a big difference.
Mild is hot to me.
You know, if I get a Dijon mustard, it's a little too. It's a little
It's got a
too.
little kick to it.
Mm-hmm, good. All right, here we go.
Oh gosh. Oh golly, that just smells spicy. How is it, Luke?
Not bad.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I think the first one, the smoky one, probably had the most spice so far. In a weird twist.
Like I'm labeled incorrectly.
Yeah,
Just
it
to
had
mess with you.
it had a little bit of peppery to it. This is not too bad.
Hot.
It's got a little spice to it for me. I don't hate it though.
It's pretty good flavor too.
Not bad. Which is weird because I really like wasabi. and stuff. But to me, it's like a quick burn.
Yeah.
True.
Like I'll eat a lot of wasabi and it'll just burn and I'll cringe and then it burns out. But this stuff lingers.
Yeah.
Hot sauce lingers on us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's like, it's like getting high and it just doesn't go away. And it's like, stop. It's just got to go away eventually.